Hey, Gordon. How you
Hello,
doing?
Tom.
First of all, great to be working with you. We're on a session at our famous Starstruck Studios, right?
Yes, we're in the pond, the small room.
We both elected to not go to lunch, so we had some time to sit around and talk. And I thought, well, can we do a quick 5-minute lesson? I have a music concept that I want you to go into detail on. Okay.
All right.
I was trying to, explain to the homeschoolers that, like, people are worried that they can't come up with interesting chord progressions. They think, like, why can't I think of cool chord progressions? Why do I always think in the box, And I think a thing that a lot of people don't understand is the common tone thing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, sure. Like, whether you're talking about chords with a common tone or a mod that has a common tone. Or whatever, yeah.
I'm gonna give you a note, okay? E flat note. Now, that note is going to be in a series of cool chords. Play the chord and call them out.
Okay. All right. So
go ahead. Anywhere you want to go.
Okay. That just for everybody's reference, that's an E flat chord.
Right.
So I'll just play some stuff and then we'll come back.
Right.
Okay. So. So you can just keep that and that's a really good practice to, and then there's nothing wrong, like if you're doing a ballad or a whatever, to keep, like.
If I asked you, if I said play an E flat major 7, okay? Now, what is another 4-note chord that you can jump to using that E flat note in it, but the weirdest chord?
Using the 4 notes?
No, using just that E flat.
Another
4-note chord.
So the E flat major 7 has the E flat, the G, the B flat, and the D.
Right.
Okay, so which of those notes do you want me to use going to the next
Let's pick the D.
Okay.
Let's pick the D, the major 7.
Okay.
A flat, or that was an A?
Yeah, it's an A flat major 7 with the D on the top of it.
Yes.
And then say.
Okay, C to F, right?
Yeah.
I love that. What was that last one? What's that?
So that's like a 4 or 5 with the D on the top
11?
of it. So yeah, Or if you voice it from the top, it's like if you're doing 4 or 5 with that in there. So it's like exactly, that's for the people watching. So the reason he says sharp 11. So if you 4 over 5, 4 major 7 over 5, 9, 11, but the 11 is sharp because it's a major third. We all know that you wouldn't play.
Right.
You wouldn't play that, but you still call it a sharp 11. So just kind of helping the folks that maybe don't talk in Nashville numbers, why you might say sharp 11. Of course, you could say just 11, but everybody knows that you wouldn't play the minor third. But, just for clearance,
right.
You know what I mean?
Okay, another concept. I'm going to put you in a box there's a common box that people get in. Let's say 1625 was the box, but instead of playing the 5, this means a progression of 1 to 6 minor to 2 minor, but don't play a 5. What's another chord you could go to, an alternate to the 4th chord of that progression?
Well,
pick any key.
We'll just stay in E flat since we're there. So.
Okay. That's your standard sort of.
You know, that's a 1624.
1624, yeah. 1/3.
You know, or so the 3 minor and the 1,
Yeah.
all that one. You know,
yeah.
I just call it 1 everything.
Yeah, 1 everything.
You
exactly.
know, so. You know.
All right, what was that one?
So I just played a sharp 5, major 7 to a 4 over 5.
That's what I'm talking about. Okay, do that one more time.
So.
B major, B
major 7 with a 9.
See, a lot of people would think that, you know, like,
or you could even do 1 sharp, so you could.
Love that.
You know,
yes.
Make it make sense. Like it, you know, you can't just put a chord in there for anything. But if you just, and it's not something you really need to think about. It's just you just have all the stuff in the bank. And then, like, you don't want to just get over theorized about it, but stuff you have in the bank, just make it make sense so it doesn't. What I've realized,
the leading tones.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's just playing with taste, getting to somewhere where maybe the producer or the artist, it might twist their ear a little differently, but if you use the right leading tones, getting there, the blow is softened.
Totally.
Totally. A little bit.
Do that same thing. And then on the weird chord, work in some cycle of 4th, cycle of 5th stuff.
Okay, so on the weird chord, would that be the 1 sharp chord that I played?
Whatever you like. Whatever, yeah. 16, 20. Amazing.
Just and you know, this piano too. Shout out to Brent Arledge.
Yes.
This piano is voiced really well. So like, there are some pianos where you could do a lot of the same stuff, but it wouldn't be as pleasing because of the voicing. Maybe if the voicing's off or a couple of notes cut too hard.
So it's creamy.
Yeah, I mean, this is a really. You know, you can hit it really. This is a C7, you know, it's going to be bright, but you can, you know, hit it really with a soft touch, and this piano will give it to you. You have to work it a little hard, you know, but Brent is the master. He's one of our very, very best.
Amazing. And there he is. He signs the paper after he signs it. Okay, last mission, then we're going back to work. Real quick. Take the verse melody of Taking It to the Streets. You don't know me about your brother, but totally reharmonize it.
Michael McDonald, there's nobody like him.
Okay, when you watch old videos of Jerry Lee and all these guys that played that kind of hammer, you know, how long can you do that before your hand just gives out?
You know, I don't know. I mean, like, it's according to the piano. This piano is pretty easy to play. Again, kudos to Brent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, I can I can do it for a while. I don't. That's a good. You know, every day is a different day because every piano is a different day. The humidity is different every day. It's a humid day today, so I might not be able to go as long.
Right.
It's chilly.
What ends up happening after a while when you're pounding like that? I don't know.
Your wrist and your knuckles, especially right in here, get a little bit tired. But if I just, I can normally rebound pretty quickly. Yeah. But the thing that I've noticed, if I play a piano that's really hard to play for a few days in a row, I just feel it in my wrist, especially my right wrist. Okay. But honestly, and I'll say this again too, just for saying it. A year and a half ago, I was just not very healthy. I was 60 pounds heavier than I am now. But I exercise every day, and I don't have any joint pain whatsoever. Like, I have no pain in my hands, no pain in my wrists. So I think just eating healthier, exercising every day helps too.
No doubt, dude. You're looking great, man.
And drinking tons of water. Yeah.
And tons of beer. No, he doesn't drink. I do. So, anything you want to say to the homeschoolers? They love you. You know they love you. They always talk about you on here.
Well, I'm a piano player, but I watch this channel because Tom has great guests on. I would be the one exception, but Tom has great guests. But working with Tom, Tom is always pushing the envelope. But it's always appropriate pushing the envelope as far as ideas are concerned. Tom is one of those guys that you really, if you're a producer, and of course session musician too, certainly, but if you're a producer, you really love to have Tom in the room because Tom is always thinking. We're all always thinking, but Tom is so good to bounce ideas off of because he loves music. We all love music, but I love how Tom just digs. Yep. And we all want to be that. And we all try to be that. And Tom is so good for all of us. We all look up to him. He's got a great ear for what is commercial and what's good. And not only does he have a great ear for that, but he can play all of that stuff. He's just an amazing player. And so it's always good. So
feelings mutual, my friend. We're just trying to get records to sound as good as those old Eddie Rabbit records. So that's really all we're doing. Give me one.
Eddie Rabbit.
Give me one.
I like that.
Yes.
Remember that?
Yes.
I get this suspicion.
Yeah.
This chord. I don't know why I know that song, but he did have some good records.
You've been playing with Alabama for a while now, right?
Yeah, man, I love that gig.
And those guys are awesome. So, what's your favorite piano intro in those? Yes.
I saw you stand. I love that.
Last thing.
Let me give you one more.
One more. Oh, dude.
I love that.
Yes.
How do you fall in love? I love that song.
That's
so
incredible.
Much.
All right, just not to try to poke any holes in anything, but every time you sit down on the piano, you can immediately tell where any sour notes are. Mm-hmm. Have you, since you've been playing that, do you notice anything weird on that piano anywhere? Okay.
That F sharp's always a little bit interesting anyway.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's got a false beat in it.
Yeah.
And
I can even
today,
hear that.
huh?
I can even hear that.
Yeah. Today, and it's not Brent's fault. It's just humid. This room. Yeah. I don't know when the last time. But if you play it with that, if probably wouldn't play this note, but if I was playing it and I had to play it and I was doing the octave thing, I would just do the
octave, yeah.
And I would do I'd make it work for me.
Yeah, chorus up a little bit.
I'd make it work for me if I had to play it.
So, did you ever see the Jacob Collier thing where he's talking about how inherently out of tune pianos are just by the way they're tuned?
Yeah.
What do you think about all that?
I think he has a point, but at the same time, like, I mean, if you knew what key you were going to be in, you could tune it for that key,
right.
But then the rest of it would sound like crap,
right?
You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, our human ear is taught to hear it. That's sharp, but it's supposed to be.
Right.
You know, so the piano breaks right there, and that's going to be a little sharp if you're, you know, but to the human ear, if in that chord, if it was where it is, you know, where it's supposed to be, it would sound not right. So equitemperament, you know. And Brent could speak more to that. I know just enough to be dangerous. But
so play a C note, a middle C, or now sing the sweetened third on top of that. Sing it.
Sing it?
Yeah. So yeah, the piano is way sharper than the sweetened third. Mm-hmm. Do that one more time, if you don't mind. Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing.
But if you were to hear it on the piano where I feel it to be sung with that note, it would sound flat to you.
Yes. And especially if you change.
And a guitar too.
Oh yeah, it's terrible. Dude, that's fascinating. Amazing. So do you think we just learn to hear these out of tune thirds? Is that what we do?
I guess. I mean, we just, it's like, we didn't know that some of the best records that we, ever heard when we were kids, we didn't know they were singing out of tune.
Yeah.
But when, we started tuning vocals, we realized, that's not perfect.
Yeah.
That's why we liked it, or whatever. I mean,
exactly.
I knew I realized I had perfect pitch when I was 4 years old. But I still, I knew maybe something was a little under, but I thought, oh, well, he just can't hit it today or whatever.
Right.
I didn't think of it as bad.
Right.
It was just, it gave it character,
Right.
But now, to be in the game, you can't leave those things. I don't, when I'm producing, I don't use Melodyne or whatever to make a performance. I might use it to enhance a performance. If I get the performance and the note is a little under or whatever, or a little sharp, I'll tend to it that way. But I feel like, I think, it's talking about tuning and all that, I think we're coming back to a place where people just want to hear real records. That's why people like Zach Bryan and like all these Americana artists are selling out arenas because, people want to hear what they perceive to be real singing.
Right. No tracks.
No stems. No. That's why when you come to an Alabama show, and shout out to Alabama, we don't play with any stems. Now, there's nothing wrong if you've got video and you got all the things, you need to play to some stems, you need to all that is cool. Like you do what you need to do, and people love it, man. They love to see you.
Sure.
But Alabama, we don't play to any stems. Randy hates that. He doesn't want to have to follow a click track. He wants to come in when he feels it. When he's watching the people, he's out there. He's shaking hands and waving and doing the thing. And so there's something. Every night we're on our toes because there's something exciting that could happen just any minute because we're not playing with a stem. So kudos to those guys.
No doubt. Last thing, and we're getting back to work. All the guys are in there. What is a lead vocal on a hit record from back in the day that you would cite as being totally out of tune on a massive hit record? Like if you had to, not to criticize, but I'm just saying, it's pre-tuning. Like I remember, thinking Gary Wright, Dreamweavers.
Yes. Oh, that's a great example.
That's sharp. The whole song. Yeah. What else?
Yeah.
Anything else?
Oh, I'm sure I could think of a ton of them, but I'm on the spot.
Everybody wants to rule the world. Right?
Yeah. Oh, it's so sharp,
so
right?
Sharp, yeah.
Welcome to your. There's no. Yeah, but that was a huge, massive hit.
It sounds amazing.
So
love you, man.
So whatever they're doing it right. All right, hey,
give me the fist bump. Stick it out there. I love you. All right,
much love to the homeschoolers.
Okay, buddy. Let's get back to work.
Yeah.